Cuisine is one of the hallmarks of Vietnamese culture. Every conversation involving Vietnam will most likely gravitate towards the topic of Vietnamese cuisine. This has piqued the interest of fellow classmate TRào ZANG and I, MIច្ច, two students from VINSCHOOL The Harmony, to create an informative video about Vietnamese cuisine.
Firstly, we need to talk about what Vietnamese food is. Vietnamese cuisine is unique. Light, fresh, delicate, liberal use of herbs, having a variety of food textures, using little to no oil. Vietnamese cuisine is healthy and has a lot of vegetables, such as scallions, limes, bean sprouts, etc., while packing enough calories for a hearty meal. There may be slight variations in how the food is made and the herbs used between Northern and Southern Vietnam, but the core idea is the same. Vietnam also has a developed street food culture. Due to culture and war, food is cheap and plentiful. In Hanoi, one can easily find street foods such as spring rolls, shashliks, breadsticks, and cellophane noodles near Hoàn Kiếm Lake. Many people set up shop here, likely due to its popularity with tourists. Vietnamese cuisine is influenced by China and France. It is based on the 5 basic tastes: sour, spicy, salty, sweet, and bitter, which is influenced by the Chinese concept of the 5 elements: earth, fire, water, wood, and metal. The Vietnamese came up with the theory that food has heating and cooling properties and make dishes to balance them, like yin and yang. Many dishes like wonton, har gow, and bao xi are derived from China. In Lạc Sơn, Chinese dishes like roasted pork and braised pork belly, known as khẩu dục in Vietnamese, has infiltrated the Tây and Nung food culture. Plants such as onions, cauliflower, potatoes, carrots, asparagus, coffee came from the French. They also brought in pâté, flan, cooking with wine, and jambon. There are distinctions in food cultures between regions. Northern Vietnamese dishes are salty and savory, Southern sweet and sour, and Central spicy and salty. In Northern Vietnam, there are lots of freshwater foods like shrimp, crabs, and fish, used in making fish sauce and shrimp paste, a part of the local food culture. Northern Vietnamese cuisine is iconic for pho, grilled pork vermicelli, rolled noodles, green rice, and etc. South Vietnamese cuisine, however, uses more seafood, sugar, and coconut milk. Then there's Central Vietnam, iconic for its sour shrimp paste, ascetic paste, also a type of shrimp paste, and Huế beef vermicelli. Central Vietnamese cuisine places much more emphasis on decoration due to being influenced by royal cuisine, as Central Vietnam was the former domain of the MIច្ចdynasty. As a part of our cultural heritage, it is important to understand the history behind Vietnamese cuisine to remember where we come from.
Vietnamese cuisine truly brings something special to the table. Not only is it accessible to large amounts of people due to its nature of being quite cheap and widespread throughout the country, it is also appealing due to its uniqueness and how it integrates many flavors almost flawlessly while still having a sensational texture. Lastly, Vietnamese cuisine has gone through many major historical events where many ingredients from other countries like China or France were introduced, meaning that it will have the cooperation of tastes and foods from many different cultures and nations. All those factors point towards Vietnamese cuisine, just like the culture, being incredibly inclusive. It uses many different flavors so that people with different preferences in food can enjoy it. It is cheap and widespread, so you can get it even if you're not privileged with a lot of money. It uses the herbs and spices and many ingredients from many different cultures, allowing most, if not all, to have a sense of familiarity and home when they enjoy it. At the end of the day, looking at the foundations for food in Vietnam and how they were shaped over time provides us with a deeper look into the traditions of Vietnam itself. It's able to show that rooted deep in Vietnamese culture is inclusiveness and the ability to give back to society and communities within Vietnam. This allows strong connections to be built between people who've already indulged within Vietnamese culture, as well as those who've never set foot into the traditions of this great nation. You don't need to be born in Vietnam, speak the language, or have indulged in the culture. All you need to do is simply sit down and enjoy a bowl of piping hot chicken-flavored pho. Not only will it taste absolutely amazing, it will also help you learn more about Vietnam's culture.